I don't want youth or money, just more time to love her. I was 18 when I met her. Skinny. A little awkward. The kind of kid who'd pull his sleeves over his hands and say, sorry, even when someone else bumped into me. I wasn't the guy who got second looks. I wasn't the guy who made girls blush or giggle in high school hallways. But she was something else. 5 feet tall, 106 pounds. Soft brown hair that bounced when she laughed. A smile that could quiet a room. I remember the first time I saw her, it was at a friend's birthday cookout. She was wearing a light blue sundress, twirling a solo cup in her hand like she was bored. But when she looked up at me, and smiled, man, I swear my heart punched its way out of my chest. We talked that night. Well, she talked. I mostly stammered. I couldn't believe someone like her would give me the time of day. But she did. And she kept giving me the time of day. Every day. Texts, phone calls, late-night walks, her head on my shoulder during movies I pretended to understand. She laughed at my dumb jokes. She asked about my day. She made me feel like I was somebody. A few months later, we were inseparable. A year later, we were married. Yeah, we were young. 18 and stupid, some would say. And they wouldn't be wrong. We didn't have much. She worked retail. I was holding down 2 jobs and still barely scraping rent. We shared ramen noodles, second-hand furniture, and dreams we scribbled on receipts. By 23, we had 3 sons. 3. We were barely grown ourselves, and suddenly, there were 3 little humans calling us Mom and Dad. It was chaos. Beautiful, sleepless chaos. I remember warming bottles at 2 a.m. while she cried quietly in the bathroom, exhausted. I remember holding her while she held our babies, her body sore, her hair undone, her shirt stained with formula. And I looked at her like she was the most incredible woman in the world. Because she was. Through all the years, the dirty diapers, the car breakdowns, the overdraft notices, the birthday cakes made from box mix and scraped change, I never once stopped thinking, how did I get this lucky? Because I wasn't anyone special. Not back then. But she saw something in me. And even now, decades later, I still see her the way I saw her in that sundress, holding a cup at a party, smiling like she knew something the rest of the world didn't. I didn't deserve her. But God, I'm grateful she didn't notice. Time is funny. When you're young, you think love is all fireworks and passion. But then, life happens. Jobs, bills, school runs, stomach bugs at 2 a.m., cracked iPhone screens, and grocery store tantrums. Somewhere in the mix of raising 3 boys, trying to make ends meet, and holding each other up, we both started changing. I filled out. I started working out more, got promoted, built confidence I never had as a kid. I finally looked in the mirror and saw the kind of man I hoped I'd become: physically strong, well-paid, self-assured. But while I grew outward, she folded inward. The weight crept on over the years, maybe 45 pounds in total. Not overnight, not all at once. Just slowly, the way motherhood wears on a woman. Stretch marks, sleepless nights, stress eating between meetings and soccer practices. She stopped wearing fitted clothes. Stopped taking selfies. Stopped looking me in the eyes when she changed in front of me. I noticed not just the weight, but the way she carried it. Her shoulders lowered. Her smile dimmed. And when I'd reach for her, sometimes she'd flinch, not out of fear, but out of doubt. Like she didn't believe she was wanted anymore. She never said it directly. But I saw it in the way she hesitated before putting on her old jeans. In the way she avoided mirrors. In the way she'd casually mention a woman we passed, then quietly say, "She's really pretty," like she was comparing herself. What she didn't know is I was still watching her. Not the number on a scale. Not the softness of her stomach or the creases forming near her eyes. Her. The woman who gave up her body to grow our children. The woman who ran on 2 hours of sleep and still packed school lunches with cartoon notes. The woman who stood by me when I was nobody. She thought I might stray. She thought maybe I saw her differently now. The truth is, I did. But not in the way she feared. I saw a woman who had become more resilient. More gentle. More layered. I didn't love her despite the changes, I loved her through them. Because of them. I'd tell her she was beautiful, but I could see the way she'd brush it off. Like it was routine. Like I was saying it just to be nice. But I meant it. Every word. You're still the girl in the sundress to me. She didn't always believe me. But I said it anyway. Because sometimes, love means repeating the truth until they finally hear it louder than their fears. You ever been ready to pack a bag and sleep in the car over potatoes and rice being served in the same meal? Yeah. Me too. We've been married 33 years now, but there was a time when 2 starches on the dinner plate almost led to me Googling divorce lawyers. I'm not even kidding. It's ridiculous in hindsight, but back then? Phew. We argued about everything. Whether my shirt was actually too small or she just didn't like the color. Whether we should get the SUV with 2 rows or 3. What color to paint the spare bedroom. Whether the AC was on too cold or not cold enough. Who left the damn light on in the garage. The dumbest things. The pettiest stuff. But in the moment? It felt like war. We were both exhausted from work, parenting, and pretending we had it all together. So the tiniest trigger felt like an insult to our sanity. It wasn't about the starches or the thermostat, it was about needing to be heard, seen, acknowledged. But somewhere around year 15, I learned something game-changing. Lose the argument. Win the woman. Seriously. Just let her win. Not every battle needs a winner. Sometimes, saying, "You're right, babe," saves you 3 hours of back and forth and earns you a soft kiss at bedtime. That's ROI if you ask me. So now? I lose strategically. I lose like a man who knows that the goal isn't victory, it's peace. Do I still think the third-row SUV was unnecessary? Absolutely. But do I love watching her giggle when the grandkids fight over sitting in it? Hell yes. It took me a while, but I realized this. In marriage, most fights are like bad sitcom episodes, they don't matter by next week. But the way you treat each other during them? That sticks. So yeah, we still bicker sometimes. But now we laugh about it before bedtime. She'll say, "Remember when you almost cried over 2 starches?" And I'll say, "Yeah," and I'd do it again just to see that smile. Marriage is messy. But buried under all the dumb arguments is a rhythm. A dance. And sometimes, the most romantic thing a man can do is shut up and hug his wife. You don't realize when it happens. When the chaos slows. When the noise fades. When the house once packed with yelling boys, slammed doors, video games, and laundry baskets goes quiet. At first, it's jarring. The silence. You forget what your own thoughts sound like. You wonder if you'll like who you are without the distractions. But then, something beautiful happens. You find each other again. No kids needing rides. No soccer practice. No permission slips. No last-minute store runs for science project glue. Just her. Just me. And one day, random Tuesday, I realized. We were holding hands again. In the middle of a grocery store aisle, somewhere between frozen peas and laundry detergent, she reached for my hand. Just like that. Like it was nothing. Like it was everything. We'd spent decades doing life together, but now we were doing something better, being kids again. Laughing more. Flirting more. Touching more. I caught her humming in the kitchen the other day, barefoot, dancing while stirring the stew. My heart did a full somersault. Not because she was hot like when we were 20, but because she was mine. My person. My girl. The stretch marks. I adore them. The lines on her face. I memorized every one. The soft belly. That's the pillow my sons once curled up on. It's sacred ground. There's a lightness to life now. A softness. We tease each other. We sneak kisses in traffic. We sit on the porch and talk like teenagers, except now we've actually lived the stories we tell. And the way she smiles at me now? It's not the smile of a girl in love. It's the smile of a woman who chose me, again and again, even when it was hard. We don't do hopscotch, no. But sometimes our hearts feel like they do. I don't want more money. I don't want the body I had at 25. I don't want a time machine. If I could ask for anything in this world, I'd ask for more time to love her. That's it. I think about time a lot lately. Maybe it's the gray in my beard, or the way my knees creak when I kneel to tie my shoes. Maybe it's because our boys have boys now. Or maybe because one day, I caught myself watching her sleep and realized life is finite, even when love isn't. We don't get forever. And yet, we live like we do. We waste hours on arguments. Days on grudges. Years waiting for better seasons. But I'm telling you, this is the season. Right now. This moment. If you're married and reading this, don't wait. Don't wait to hug her like you did when you first met. Don't wait to say, I'm sorry, even when you're right. Don't wait to smile across the dinner table and say, you're still the most beautiful woman I know. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It's in the little things. Holding her purse without complaining. Letting him pick the movie even if you'll sleep through it. Letting her win the dumb argument about the wrong turn on a road you've driven for years. Bringing her coffee just the way she likes it even though she's told you 100 times already. Love isn't loud. It's quiet. Consistent. Underrated. It's laughing in the cereal aisle. It's sitting in silence without the need to fill it. It's knowing their footsteps from a room away. It's building a life that says, I'd still choose you. So no, I don't want to go back in time. But God, I'd give anything to stretch what time we have left. To kiss her forehead a few more mornings. To see her roll her eyes when I leave the fridge open again. To grow even older together, hand in hand, until the very last breath. Because if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd just do it all longer. Hug her today. Treat him like your boyfriend for just one night. Let her win the fight. Say, I was wrong. I never thought of it that way. And fall in love again even after 33 years. That's the secret. That's the gift. That's how you turn a marriage into a lifetime.